You ever notice how people talk about heaven like it's supposed to be the ultimate reward? The eternal paradise, the place where every dream comes true. But the funny thing is, nobody ever talks about the menu. We've heard about the golden streets, the harps, the angel choirs, but what about the food? You're telling me you're going to spend forever somewhere. And not once do they give you a look at the appetizer list. That sounds suspicious. If I check into a hotel and they don't have a room service menu, I don't call that a vacation. I call that a hostage situation. And heaven's supposed to be the best hotel ever built. No checkout time, no late fees, no screaming kids in the pool. But then you start to think, wait a minute, what the hell are they serving up there? I'll tell you what it probably is. Kale chips. Celestial kale chips. Because when people describe heaven, it always sounds like some giant wellness retreat, no sin, no guilt, no cholesterol. Everybody walking around in white robes, glowing with perfect skin. That doesn't sound like paradise. That sounds like a spa. And you know what they feed you at spas? Lettuce, leafy greens, sprouts, wheatgrass shots. And everybody pretends it's delicious. Oh, this smoothie tastes like love and light. No, it doesn't. It tastes like the bottom of a lawnmower. And that's the thing, you just know the angels are all gluten-free. These are the same people who sing in choirs all day. You think they're gonna snack on barbecue ribs? No, they're nibbling on quinoa crackers. Here, try this celestial hummus. It's made from chickpeas hand-massaged by the archangels. Meanwhile, I'm over here wondering if anybody in heaven has seen a pizza in the last 2,000 years. Imagine walking up to St. Peter at the pearly gates and asking, "Hey, what's for lunch?" And he hands you a tray with a salad and a little cup of holy water. Oh yeah, thanks Pete, that'll hold me over for eternity. And don't even get me started on the drinks. Heaven doesn't have alcohol. You're not sipping martinis in paradise, you're drinking purified spring water from the river of life. They hype it up like it's some miracle beverage. This water has eternal properties. Yeah, but does it have bubbles? Can I get a lime in it? And what if I just want a beer? Apparently there's no beer in heaven. What kind of paradise bans beer? You mean I can spend eternity with no hangovers, no last calls, no drunk dialing, but I still can't get a Bud Light? Who wrote these rules? And you know the angels are all vegan. They're not roasting pigs on spits, they're not serving steaks. No, it's all plant-based up there, eternity of salad. Would you like the angel hair pasta? Oh, good pasta. Yes, it's made from zucchini. Zucchini noodles in heaven. That's not dinner, that's a punishment. You're telling me hell has fire and torture, but heaven has zucchini noodles? I'm starting to think it's a closer race than people realize. Picture this. You walk into the heavenly cafeteria. Everything is glowing, spotless, no lines, no angry lunch lady, and you grab a tray. On one side, they've got platters of organic fruit. Apples so shiny they blind you, bananas that look like they've been photoshopped. But that's it. No chocolate fountain, no donuts, no nachos. Just fruit. And the angels are smiling like it's the greatest thing ever. A look at these grapes, they're divine. Of course, they're divine. Everything here is divine, but I want something fried. Where's the grease? Where's the smell of bacon in the air? If it's paradise, why does it smell like a farmer's market? And the desserts? Oh, you'll love this. In heaven, dessert is probably something like chia seed pudding. It's good for your soul. Really? Because it tastes like wallpaper paste? I'm not buying it. You're telling me I spent my entire life avoiding sin, resisting temptation, going to church, doing all the right things, and my eternal reward is chia pudding. Somebody needs to call customer service, and the worst part, there's no variety. On Earth, you can eat whatever you want. Chinese on Monday, Mexican on Tuesday, pizza on Wednesday. Ice cream whenever the hell you feel like it. In heaven, it's the same thing every day, angel-approved meals. Eternal kale. And you can't complain because who are you going to complain to? God! Excuse me, Lord, but these tofu nuggets taste like drywall. That's not a prayer, that's a death wish. Except you can't die because it's heaven. So you're stuck forever chewing tofu. You see, people always say heaven is a place with no suffering. But I don't know, man. Sitting at a banquet table for eternity surrounded by vegans trying to convince me how great soy cheese is. That sounds like suffering. That sounds like purgatory with better lighting. And everybody else is smiling, glowing, singing hymns, and you're just sitting there wondering if maybe eternal damnation comes with a barbecue pit. Because let's be honest, when you picture a real feast, a real party, it's not salads and smoothies. It's burgers, fries, pizza, tacos. It's food that makes you feel guilty, food that makes you want to nap. That's a party. And if heaven doesn't have that, maybe it's not the all-inclusive resort it's cracked up to be. Maybe heaven is just a cosmic yoga retreat where nobody ever admits they're hungry. So maybe that's the trick. Heaven keeps you so distracted with golden streets and choirs of angels that you don't notice you're living on trail mix and kombucha. Because they can't tell you up front. If they did, half the people would turn right around and say, you know what, maybe hell's not so bad after all. And that's the cosmic irony. Heaven's supposed to be perfect. But if the menu's all kale and quinoa, then maybe perfect isn't all it's cracked up to be. You ever notice that when people describe heaven and hell, it always sounds like you're choosing between two really bad restaurants? Heaven's the place where the food is good for you, and hell's the place where the food tastes good. That's the divide. That's the cosmic snack war. One side says, we've got kale, we've got hummus, we've got clean living forever. The other side says, we've got nachos, we've got fried chicken, we've got chocolate fountains flowing like rivers of sin. So which one wins? That's the real question. Forget theology, forget morality, forget all that. It comes down to snacks. That's what people care about. You can't tell me a guy's on his deathbed thinking, oh God, did I tithe enough? No, he's thinking, I hope heaven is tacos. And that's where it gets funny. Because heaven and hell, they're both extremes. Heaven's got the clean menu. Hell's got the dirty one. Heaven's like that one friend who always drags you to a vegan cafe. And hell's like the friend who wants to hit every food truck at 2 a.m. You can't win. You're either miserable chewing on carrot sticks or miserable groaning from too many burritos. Either way, misery. That's the divine balance. See, snacks are the great equalizer. Nobody fights over doctrine. Nobody fights over scripture. People fight over food. People go to war over whether pineapple belongs on pizza. You think they won't riot if heaven runs out of guacamole? And imagine the chaos in hell when someone double dips in the communal salsa. That's not eternal damnation, that's just rude. But let's really break it down. Heaven snacks, clean, organic, guilt-free. Sounds nice, right? But you know what guilt-free really means. Flavor-free. You're up there eating air chips and pretending to enjoy it. These are made from lentils. Yeah, so is cow food. Who's winning here? You're glowing, you're perfect, but you're starving. You've got six-pack abs for eternity, but no joy in your mouth. And what's the point of abs in eternity? You're not trying to pick up dates in heaven. Everyone's already dead. Now compare that to hell. Over there, they've got sloppy joes dripping down your shirt. Funnel cakes dusted with sugar, fried cheese the size of hubcaps. Flavor everywhere, guilt nowhere, because you've already lost your soul. You're not worried about cholesterol. You're worried about which wing sauce burns less on the way down. But at least you're satisfied. You're stuffed, you're greasy, you're happy, until the regret kicks in. But that's the trick, isn't it? Heaven gives you no flavor, hell gives you too much. So who wins? That depends on what you can live without. Can you live without taste? Can you live without indulgence? Or can you live without health, without balance? Eternity's a long time to make that choice. You eat kale chips forever, you'll start fantasizing about cheeseburgers like they're forbidden fruit. You eat cheeseburgers forever, you'll start fantasizing about kale just to survive the grease. Either way, you're screwed. It's like this cosmic game of would you rather. Would you rather sit at a table with saints passing around celery sticks for the next billion years, or sit at a barbecue with sinners and end up farting flames for eternity? Neither sounds great, but that's the menu. That's the divide. It's not good versus evil, it's kale versus queso. And honestly, queso's got a better marketing team. You know what the real punishment in hell is? Not the fire. Not the brimstone, it's variety overload. You can eat whatever you want, but it's always available. And when something's always available, it loses its magic. You think fried Oreos are amazing? Sure, the first 100 times. By year 2, you're begging for a salad. Meanwhile, in heaven, you're eating salads every day. And after 1,000 years, you'd kill a saint just to lick some barbecue sauce off your fingers. That's how it balances out. Nobody wins. And you can just picture it. 2 eternal cafeterias, side by side. Heaven's cafeteria has angels serving smoothies with names like a divine detox and a holy green cleanse. Everyone sipping politely, smiling, glowing, and then next door, hell's cafeteria is a mosh pit of grease. People fighting over nachos, demons handing out fried butter on sticks, soda machines shooting out Dr. Pepper like geysers. And you look at both and you think, neither of these feels like paradise. One looks like a yoga retreat, the other looks like the Wisconsin State Fair. So maybe the real cosmic joke is that both sides are missing the point. Heaven's snacks are too clean, hell's are too dirty. The truth is somewhere in the middle. But guess what? There is no middle. Earth was the middle. Earth was where you could have pizza one day, salad the next, salad the next. On Earth, you could have balance. Up there or down there, balance is gone. Eternity doesn't do moderation. Eternity is all or nothing. And when it comes to snacks, all or nothing is a nightmare. And maybe that's the real torment of both places. Heaven torments you with absence. Hell torments you with excess. Heaven leaves you hungry. Hell leaves you stuffed. Both are miserable in their own way. But here's the kicker. At least in hell, you die with crumbs on your shirt and sauce on your face. Because if you're asking me who wins the snack divide, the answer is simple. Nobody. Now, when people talk about hell, they always paint it like it's this big, scary torture chamber. Fire, brimstone, screams echoing through eternity. But you notice something? They never mention the food. And I think that's a mistake, because if there's one thing hell's got going for it, it's the kitchen. You ever smell a barbecue when the flames are just right? That's hell. That's not torment, that's tailgating. You walk through those gates, and instead of demons with pitchforks, you're greeted by the smell of fire-grilled burgers sizzling over open flames. And suddenly, eternity doesn't seem all that bad. Think about it. If heaven's serving kale and tofu, hell's got to compensate. They've got racks of ribs roasting on the flames of eternal damnation. Chicken wings glazed in hot sauce so fiery it doubles as a weapon. Nachos piled so high you need a construction permit to eat them. And the best part? No one's counting calories. You're already damned. You can't get in worse shape than eternal torment. There's no Weight Watchers in hell. No one's jogging on a treadmill. You don't need to fit into jeans down there. You're wearing flames. Imagine the buffet line. First station, burgers. And not just your regular drive-through burger. No, these are thick, juicy, flame-broiled monsters dripping with grease. The devil himself flipping patties with a pitchfork. How do you like it cooked? Buddy, you're in hell. Everything is well done. The meat's charred, but somehow it still tastes incredible. Then you move down the line and there's fried chicken. Crispy, golden, seasoned so well it makes your eyes water. And you look around and realize, this isn't punishment. This is Saturday night with unlimited food stamps. And here's the kicker. Ice cream doesn't melt in hell. You'd think it would, right? What? Eternal fire, lava pits, everything's 3,000 degrees. But no, the ice cream stays solid. Demons scoop it out with glowing red ladles. You can get sprinkles, hot fudge, whipped cream. The sprinkles might be tiny coals, but they crunch real nice. You're eating a sundae with flames shooting out of the ground next to you. That's not torture. That's a theme park. And the slogan practically writes itself. Yes, you'll burn for eternity, but hey, the fries never run out. Imagine a commercial for Hell's Buffet. Slow motion shots of sizzling steaks, deep-fried Twinkies, onion rings stacked like the Tower of Babel. Voiceover says, welcome to eternal damnation, where the only thing hotter than the flames are the jalapeno poppers. Tell me people wouldn't sign up? Forget all the warnings from preachers. Somebody shows me a commercial like that, I'm thinking, maybe I should start sinning more often. You gotta admit, hell's got the advantage when it comes to food. Up there in heaven, you're sipping water and chewing celery sticks. Down here, you're face first in a triple cheeseburger the size of a hubcap. They say you're supposed to suffer in hell, but honestly, if you're eating fried Oreos while the fire licks your toes, that doesn't sound like suffering. That sounds like a county fair. People pay $20 to experience that on Earth. Step right up, deep-fried Snickers, funnel cakes, and second-degree burns. Hell just cuts out the middleman. Now sure, there's pain. There's fire, there's brimstone, there's screaming, but you know what makes screaming tolerable? Nachos. If somebody hands you a plate of nachos loaded with cheese, guacamole, jalapenos, and salsa, you don't care what's happening around you. The world could be ending and you'd still be like, just one more bite. That's hell's big trick. Distraction. You're in torment, but your mouth is busy. Try crying out in agony with a mouthful of mozzarella sticks. It comes out muffled. Oh yeah. Nobody hears you. And you don't care because those mozzarella sticks stretch out like bungee cords. You ever wonder why sinners always look so happy in paintings of hell? They're glowing red, they're writhing in pain, but look closely, they've got food in their hands. That's not despair, that's indigestion. Eternity of heartburn, that's the real punishment. The devil doesn't torture you with whips. He tortures you with chili cheese dogs at 3 in the morning and no Tums in sight. You think fire hurts? Try eternal acid reflux. And it's not just the food, it's the freedom. In heaven you're polite quiet, everybody eats in perfect harmony. In hell it's chaos. Grease everywhere, people fighting over the last drumstick, demons cutting in line. That's what makes food taste good. The fight for survival. You ever eat pizza in a dorm room at 2 a.m.? That's hell's dining hall. Greasy fingers, loud arguments, beer bottles clinking, except instead of beer, it's molten lava shots. Careful, this one's on fire. Oh, no kidding, everything's on fire. But here's the real kicker, portion sizes. Heaven's giving you a salad in a porcelain bowl the size of your fist. In hell, the portions are biblical, buckets of wings, platters of ribs, sandwiches that need 3 hands to hold. They're not measuring out grams of protein, they're dumping food like it's Mardi Gras. And you keep eating because it never runs out. That's the ultimate paradox. Eternal torment, but also eternal refills. Down there, even the soda machine says unlimited. And if you're worried about dying from all that greasy food, don't. You're already dead. You can't have a heart attack in hell. Cholesterol's not going to kill you past that point. You can eat 10 pounds of bacon and the only thing you risk is a better seat by the flames. That's what makes hell's buffet unbeatable. 0 consequences. It's every stoner's dream come true. Dude, what if you could eat tacos forever and never die? Congratulations, that's hell. And maybe that's the ultimate punishment. It's not the fire, it's not the torture. It's the food. Because food only tastes amazing if you can't have it all the time. On Earth, the joy of a burger is knowing you can't eat 10 in a row without ending up in the air. But in hell, you can. You'll eat until you're sick, then you'll keep eating, because that's all there is. The flames don't stop. The food doesn't stop. It's a buffet without a close to sign. And that's when you realize you don't need whips and chains to torture someone. Just give them infinite fried chicken and watch them lose their mind. So maybe hell is both things at once. It's the best meal you've ever had, and the worst indigestion you can imagine. Eternal pleasure and eternal pain. A double bacon cheeseburger with an eternal side of regret. And really, isn't that just fast food in general? Because when you think about it, maybe heaven and hell aren't all that different. One place starves you with kale, the other stuffs you with ribs. Both are extremes. And in the middle, here on Earth, you get the balance. You can sin with pizza on Friday and repent with a salad on Monday. But once you punch your eternal ticket, you're either chewing celery for eternity or choking on hot wings while the devil asks if you want ranch or blue cheese. So when they tell you to choose your eternal destination carefully, maybe what they really mean is, what do you want for dinner?